Hello everyone, this is Iris, and today I'm going to be showing you this style, which was inspired by Elizabeth Taylor. This was a request that was made on my page. I was very happy to fulfill this request and also very excited because it does actually fill several requests in one. So let's go ahead and get started. What I did use for this look is a clipless curling iron as well as hot rollers. So the first thing that I did is I sectioned off my bangs in this sort of shape, which is kind of like a half moon or a circle or however it is that you'd like to call this shape. And then I tied the rest of my hair out of the way so that I can pin my bangs down. The next thing that I'm going to do is untie my hair and start sectioning it for the hot rollers. And I'm going to start rolling my hair from the roots all the way to the tips instead of starting from the tips and then rolling it up to the roots. So this doesn't have to be very neat. If you look at pictures of Elizabeth Taylor's hair, you'll see that her curls were a little bit frizzy and a little bit untamed. So the next thing that I'm doing is working on the other side of my hair, and I'm going to go ahead and do the same process, which is starting at the root and then curling it to the tip, making sure that I pin it down. Now when you curl it this way, the tips tend to kind of like stick out, so you have to kind of tuck it under the roller. So now I have three, as you can see, one on top going back and then two on the side, and I'm going to create one right in between the two that you see. I don't want to create an exact pattern, meaning I don't want one roller to lay behind the other, because then you won't have sort of like the uplifted and layered effect that I'm going for. So there you go. You see they're not in line, and I'm going to make another one that's going to stick out right here and then do the rest of my hair. On the side, I'm starting from the bottom or the tip and then working my way up to the root. The purpose of doing this one this way is because these curls, I don't really want them to kind of stick out from my face. I just want them to sort of like frame my face. I'm not going to be teasing the sides too much. So now I have all these rollers on top of my hair, and I'm going to go ahead and start working on the bangs area. I'm going to go ahead and section this into three, and you can do two. I do three because of the thickness of my hair. And then I'm just going to separate this and clip this with some bobby pins just to keep it nice and neat while I work on each section. So I'm going to start from this side, and my hair is going to be curling from my left side to my right side, so that's why I'm starting on the left side. And I'm just using my clipless curling iron because it's just easier, but you can use a regular curling iron or rollers, thinner rollers. This is about a 1 inch. And then I'm going to go ahead and pin it with bobby pins, making sure that I pin from the bottom so that I don't have too many dents in my hair. Now I have curled all of them and pinned them down, so I have three, like so. Now I just wait. After about 15-20 minutes, I let my hair down, and this is what the result was. And now all I'm going to do is just kind of like brush it out. You can make this as smooth or as frizzy as you'd like. Up at the crown area, I'm going to go ahead and take sections and start putting some extra hold hairspray. And I'm going to gently tease it or backcomb it. And do the same thing with two more sections in my crown area. Backcomb it, and then I'm like tossing the hair forward while it dries. And I left this for about 2 minutes, and then once it was sort of dry, I tossed it back to position. I'm kind of doing the same thing with like the side of the crown area. I'm spraying it with hairspray and then teasing it. And this is just to lift it and to give it a lot of body. If you don't like this look, you don't have to do this. I'm making sure to smooth out the curls that fall up on top because I don't want it to look too frizzy when I brush it out. Did the same thing on the other side. And now I'm going to start working on my bangs. So I'm just taking the bobby pins out. And once you take them out, this is what you're going to have, which is kind of like spiral curls. So now all I'm doing is just combing these curls and turning it into one large S, as in Samuel, shaped curl. So just be really gentle so that you don't get any frizz. Hopefully before you curled it, you detangled your hair so you won't have any knots. And now I'm just spraying it with a little bit of hairspray, and I'm going to run that comb through just one last time to get all the flyaways and the baby hairs. And as you can see, I kind of wrapped it on my index finger and then I pulled it back. You can rewind this part as many times as you'd like until you get it right. Now I'm positioning it where I want the hair to fall, and I'm going to place a bobby pin starting from the back and then pin it under the hair and then forward. That way it is concealed. And now I'm just going to spray it, and I turned up the lighting a little bit. I know my face is washed out, but I really wanted you guys to see this long hair option, which also reminds me of Fergie's Dr. Pepper commercial. So this is what it looks like. It's very elegant, and it is very much 1950s inspired look. Now the next option, this would be for like a photo shoot, or if you're playing the part of Elizabeth Taylor, which is the fake short hair option. You would pin up your hair. So what I'm doing is I'm taking light sections because you're pinning this up with bobby pins, so you don't want to make it too heavy. And then I'm just kind of twisting it and pinning it under and making sure to conceal the bobby pins. Now you are going to have a lot of stragglers, meaning like hairs just kind of falling out, but you can take care of them little by little. I'll show you how. Now I did fast forward this part because I didn't want to cut anything out. I wanted to show you guys how I dealt with any little issues that I had, especially because my hair is layered. So in the back, I'm just taking sections and then twisting it up, like kind of like cutting, not cutting, but kind of like bending the hair in half and then pinning the roots, I'm sorry, the tips to the root area. I hope that didn't confuse you, but you can kind of see what I'm doing. And I'm going to leave that little straggler there because I'm going to do something with it toward the end. So there you see, I'm just kind of like loosely pinning it under, making sure that I allow the curls to kind of like hang on top. So they're bending it kind of like in half, and then the tips are kind of like pinned to the root. Almost done. I'm sorry this part is so long, but I really wanted to keep this in here just in case there's someone following along with the tutorial. I think it's really important to keep the details in. So there are some stragglers. I'm just twisting them and pinning them down. And then over on this side, this little hair that I said I was going to mess with, I just wrapped it around my clipless curling iron for a couple seconds. And I was going to go ahead and pin it like this, but it looked too smooth. So I decided to tease it a little bit to give it kind of like that messy curl that Elizabeth Taylor has. And then I went ahead and pinned it to the side of my hair, and it just added such a classy touch to this look. So that's it. I'm pretty much done. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope that you are inspired to try this at home on your own. Always remember to continue to practice and practice. Don't give up. I believe that you guys can do it if I can do it. Take care, you guys, and thank you guys so much for watching.